Alright, this is a video of me, Mike Cayley7, Mike, and I'm cleaning my brother's gun because I went to the range the other day. I apologize for wiping my eyes like this, but I have allergies and they're really kicking my butt today. And as I clean the gun, I'll talk about cleaning of the gun, I'll show you, and I'll also just talk about whatever comes to mind, if that's even possible, in a mind as empty as mine. But let me start off by showing you the gun. This is a Sig Sauer P2022 9mm. Has a magazine of 10 plus 1, obviously. Let's go and clear the gun there. Let's clear it. So there we are. Cleared. Now we lock the slide back. We double check. Yes, it's clear. And I know I'm pointing the gun at you. Don't worry. That's safe over there. So yeah. So, and that was safe over there too. Don't worry. I wouldn't point it that way. That's not safe. That way is safe. So, yeah. That's what the gun looks like up close. That's the 2022 from Sig Sauer. This is my brother Mark's gun. He sent it to me from Hawaii for safekeeping. They were a little bit touchy about gun ownership there, apparently, so he sent it here to me. And I'm holding it for him until we can do a transfer when he moves somewhere else that is more gun friendly. So let's do the takedown of this, and we'll see. Now I have cleaned this gun before. I just can't remember all the pieces of information about how to do it. So you're going to see me remembering it as we go, because as you can see, the takedown in this is a little bit different from what I'm used to. I'm thinking I pushed this pin. No, not pushing that pin. That pin is not helping me at all. Maybe if all you have to do is you slide it forward a little bit, and then you push on that button, and it pops this thing out. Watch, ready, see? This comes right out of there. You'll release the slide it off, there you go. And now we have a nice empty, put that there for you so you can see it. Empty gun. God, these allergies are kicking my butt today. It's what, March 22nd, I think it is, or 23rd? I'm home sick because I had, or have, a urinary tract infection. Sharing too much, I know. And I got real sick the other day. 2 days ago, I was shaking like a leaf uncontrollably. And had a really high fever. Ended up going to the doctor. I'm on some kind of really powerful antibiotic called Cipro, which can cause all kinds of fun problems. I'm also on a pain medicine for my severe headache that this all caused. See, there's the guide rod. There's the spring. And there's the barrel, 9mm. There's a slide. You probably can't tell because it's too dark in here to show you, but it's pretty dirty. Maybe you can see it on my fingers there, see? Just from handling this. So, how do I do this? Well, let me put this stuff over here real quick. I'll put this so you can see it at least. I'm compromising so I can show you. Taking this and I'm moving it over here. Now I will say this, everybody who's online will tell you, always treat the gun like it's loaded. And God, I could not emphasize that enough and agree more. Always treat the gun like it's loaded. Always, always, always. When I was a kid, my dad said, don't even go like this to somebody. That's how important it is. What do they call that? Trigger discipline, pointing discipline, whatever the case, you just don't do that. So whenever you clean a gun, the very first thing you do is clear it. So I keep my guns in condition 1, and you got to see me take the gun out and clear it from condition 1. So, what do I do with my tissues? The process of cleaning the gun. Oh, there they are. I think my dog stole them. All right, put that there. So, let's get going here, shall we? Yeah, so urinary tract infection, dizziness, headache, nausea, shaking all over, fever, bladder pain, and luckily it didn't go to my kidneys. So, God, look at, I'm losing my hair. Jeez, I should have worn a hat. Anyway, for the cleaning, well, I'm not going to use this yet, but I'll just tell you what this is. This is called Ballistol or Ballistol. I learned about this from my beloved buddy Hickok 45 out in Middle Tennessee. Love it. It's great. It also is good on leather. It's good on wood. It cleans and it lubricates. It's a one-stop shop for all your gun needs. You don't really need to do solvents and stuff. It does a great job. All right, so let me take out my toothbrush. I use this toothbrush first to get off, like, you know, maybe little micro pieces of brass or whatever. So I go like this. Just make sure that I get larger pieces to fly away. It's important to try to get the larger pieces to go flying off. I'm doing this in my living room, so I'll probably vacuum the floor when I'm done. But it's just me. I don't have any kids here. So anybody saying, you're going to get lead poisoning. I don't think so. I'll be all right. I've been sick a lot this year. This is 2019, and I've been sick a few times already. I think I had the flu. I definitely had a bladder infection, urethra infection. I missed a lot of work so far. Wouldn't exactly say I'm missing it, hey boss? I'm kidding. If I walk around too much, even in the house today, I get dizzy and really tired, and I just have to sit down and stop. So I know that I have to take it easy. 48 years old. Gotta take it easier than before. And with Cipro, I could have an Achilles tendon go pop right off. Tendon ruptures are a possibility on my medicine, as are heart attacks and strokes and all kinds of other evil things. So I just gotta, you know, kind of every once in a while I'll just go, and then I'll go make sure I have strength, and I'll stick on my tongue, make sure it goes straight, and yeah, watch my face, make sure it's not drooping. Ugh, God, nobody wants to watch my face. So that part's done. Now let's do this part. So I'm just, again, brushing this. I'm sure that anybody who knows about guns knows this whole process, and this is nothing new. Maybe to new people, they say, oh, that's what you do. Yeah, that's what you do. And, you know, if it's boring, well, find another video. You don't have to watch this. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody has a gun to your head. There we go. Oh, make sure there's no bristles in there. That's a possibility, right? Now suddenly I don't trust this brush anymore. Gotta watch out for bristles coming off. There's another one. Son of a gun. Yeah, I'm not using this brush anymore. This is one of those things you learn. You learn by doing, right? Wow. You know, I just noticed the extractor for this gun is not, doesn't have like a separate piece on the outside of the gun. You know what I mean? I guess the only reason they have those, with the extra piece that kind of fits in, is so that it sticks out as a chamber loaded indicator. But this one doesn't have that. It's all internal. Huh. Interesting on the P022. It's got this little, you probably can't see it, but got this little thing right here that moves back and forth. That's what was catching the bristle. All right, then I very expertly I don't think anything come out of there, but you never know. I wonder, does anybody use, you know, those spray cans that you can spray air on your desktop and stuff? I wonder if anybody ever sprays with that. I haven't tried that, nor do I think I will. All right, so that part's done. Now, I take this, I put it down on my untrustworthy brush that I won't use anymore, and I oil the barrel, even though I haven't cleaned it yet. I'm going to oil it down. I'm just going to kind of turn it as I go, as you can see maybe, until I see it dripping out the bottom. My cookies fell. I lost my cookies. And I do this a little bit, just kind of rub it around. That's the beauty of this ballistol stuff. You don't have to worry about it getting on your fingers. It doesn't really do any damage. I don't think you'd want to get it in your eye. It's kind of windy in here today because I have the back screen door open and the front screen door open because it's relatively nice outside. All right, now I'm going to take this, set it off to the side, and let it soak as I do the rest of the cleaning. I generally tend to do this one first. It's a little bit more digging and stuff, and I figure since I'm fresher at it. Hey! Shut up! Siona loves to bark at nothing out there. There's a frog. There's a bird. Alright, so the way I do it is I try to keep the oil away from places that'll get gummed up so bad that the gun won't function. Like on a striker fired pistol, I would definitely keep it away from that housing. But one way I accomplish this a little bit is I kind of drizzle a little oil on this paper towel here. See? And then I start. I usually go front to back. Just because it's easier, I guess. And I'm lazy. See how dirty it is? Look at how quickly that turned black. I just do a basic once over of the major areas. When I see it's getting too dirty, I put a little bit more oil on another spot. Keep on going. There we are. Beautiful, beautiful. Ah. Some people use rubber gloves when they do this. You can. I'm not a huge fan. Like I said, I've been doing this a while. And my hands seem fine. By the way, again, Hickok 45. This is how I learned how to use this oil, or learned about the use of this oil, and watched him clean a gun. As far as I remember, I don't think he was wearing gloves either. Now with the solvent, I'm very careful. You don't mess with solvents. But with this stuff, at least I don't mess with solvents. Maybe somebody else, that's perfectly fine, you pussy. Alright, well, you do you. Yes, 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 yes. Alright. Looks like we're getting stuff pretty good in here. And I go down inside the mag well. I was thinking about something while I was watching Hickok 45 earlier today. And I've been watching a lot of different gun channels, gun-specific channels. Because I was, looking at different calibers, different models. And, a lot of these guys are really into the whole tactical thing and self-defense thing. And that's great. Got no problem. And I know at the end of the day, this gun is meant to save your life from a bad guy. Any gun is meant to save your life from a bad guy. Defensive, whatever shooting. And that's exactly true. Okay, fine. But also, there's an aspect of it that is purely for fun, not just for shooting people. Target shooting is fun, you know, shooting metal plates, shooting bullseyes, trying to control the trigger, make sure that you're, you know, pointing and shooting accurately, that kind of stuff. And I think for some people that's as far as it needs to go. They don't need to do all the tactical stuff. It's fun, I guess. I haven't done the tactical stuff. I'd like to. I'd like to explore it more. But I don't think you have to do that in order to be a real gunner, you know. And I've been shooting since the age of 4 with my dad, who was a United States Marine. I'll let that kind of sit for a bit. Maybe that oil will kind of clean up a little bit more. So I was trained by a Marine in how to shoot. A Marine from the 50s. I'm sure tactics and things have changed somewhat. But I feel reasonably reassured that I know kind of what I'm doing. But I'm not an expert. I'm not a tactical guy. I'm not in the military. I wasn't able to go in the military because I have asthma. I wanted to serve my country, but I couldn't. Not in that regard. So I joined the Peace Corps and served there. And 2 of my friends died in their service. No memorial to them. Basically, they sacrificed their lives in service to their country. And there's no memorial to them. Kind of sad. And then pieces of shit made money off of it by making that movie Open Water. It's a damn shame. Alright, let's put a little bit more oil on here. I'm doing where the slide runs. You know, the slide rail stuff that's kind of embedded in there. I can't really see, but I try to fold it and push it so that it gets really down deep in there. And I just keep doing it until I get pretty much a clear cloth coming out of it. See how dirty that gets? Nasty, right? Better kind of tuck that stuff into that little crevice. That's getting a little bit better. So when I go shooting, because some people think, why do you like guns? Well, you know, why do you like flying kites? Or why do you like motorcycling? Or why do you like photography? It's a hobby. For some people, it's a complete lifestyle, and they live and die by their guns. And that's fine, because a gun has that added thing where it can save your life. It can take a life. You can hunt with it. You can, you know, provide food for your family with it. Yeah, I understand. You can't do that with a camera necessarily unless you get a job as a photographer. Goodness gracious, this thing is filthy. I had a good time at the range, though. But for some people, it doesn't have to be this big, all-fired, total tactical thing all the time. Not for everybody. Some people just like to go to the range and shoot. And that's kind of me. Sure, I have concealed carry permit. Sure, I learned how to shoot defensively. Like I said, I was raised by a Marine, so I learned about self-defense and tactics and this and that. But you're going to probably be mouth agape when you hear what I'm about to say. But I'd almost rather get killed than shoot somebody. Put it that way. And it really depends on the mood. If somebody were to kick in my door and I'm not feeling so hot, you know what? I had a good run. If I'm in a pissed off mood or just feeling good, feeling energetic and all that, you know, Ba-blam! But, yeah, I really don't want to hurt anybody ever with a gun. I had I killed an animal about 10 years ago to defend my little Maltese doggies that I used to have. And didn't like it. Did what I had to do. Did not enjoy it one bit. Would do it again. Alright, those slide rail areas look pretty clean, as you can see. Right about there. It's not so bad. Not too bad at all. Then I get in here, this little circle area, you know, where the barrel goes. I want to make sure you clear that out of there. And also where the guide rod goes, get in there. I get in the other side too, because, you know, that carbon, that residue gets everywhere. And I just keep going until everything is pretty much clear on the paper towel. I like this particular paper towel. I don't know what brand it is. Paper towels are generally good for this kind of thing because they don't leave a lot of paper residue. You know, little pieces of paper there. I haven't had that problem. If I did, I wouldn't use it. That's why I don't use tissues. Hey! Shut it! In case you didn't know, I have 2 Scottish Terriers and a Chihuahua. I don't know if you saw the Chihuahua walk by a little earlier. My dog Duncan is directly behind me. He's the Scottie. Siona is out in front. That's another Scottie. The Chihuahua is Peanut. Oh boy, that's dirty. Oh yeah. Now there's some crevices deep in there that you really gotta get down to. Sometimes I use help if I notice that there's still residue. I'll show you how I do that in a minute. I just kind of push the paper towel till it won't go in anymore, and then rub it back and forth. That generally does the trick. But I do see sometimes that there's extra. So what I do is I take this thing, I put the paper in there just enough so that there's a little bit like a 2-ply, so that the metal doesn't go to the metal. I do that, okay? Where there's a will, there's a way. Look at that. Look at what I got out of that. That's pretty good, right? Wow. And I check it. You know what would help if I had the light on? I got the sunlight. That'll do. All right, let's do this again on the other little crevice. Yeah, I gotta do that a couple times, I think. There's a range that I want to try out, because the range I have been going to, although it's a great range, it's kind of pricey. $25 for an hour. And, you know, if you want to shoot more often, and you don't have land to shoot on, that's pretty darned expensive. So I found this place about an hour away, not even. 37 minutes. With traffic, I'm thinking 40, 45. And you pay $175, and then you're free to go there 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Use the range as long as you want. Isn't that nice? That's a huge savings. And I think they require you to go in there to help, like, clean stuff up 2 hours a month, I think it is, or 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours a month. It's 2 hours a week. I don't know if I have that kind of time commitment. But, you know, what do they say? What you save in money, you spend in time. Ain't that the truth? All right. Now I'm getting into the real nooks and crannies over here. They have like a little clearing the house kind of tactical thing. They have a car you hide behind and you shoot stuff. That's pretty cool. They have your typical pistol pits. They got the metal targets. I love metal targets. That satisfying ping, ping, ping when you hit them. And of course they got the paper targets so that you can practice your quote-unquote marksman skills. When I got my concealed carry permit, I took, in North Carolina, it takes a 8-hour class. So I went to this class, nice guy, and learned about, the laws and this and that. And then we have to qualify. So we go down the range, and it happens to be the same range I go to. I go to Drake Landing. That's the $25 an hour range. And he says, okay, so I want you to put everything in the center circle. So, picked up my gun, started shooting. When I was done, the guy next to me says, you ought to take that home and frame it. I looked at him confused. I'm like, why? He says, well, look at what you did. I got everything in a, it was not a teeny bullseye, it was a medium-sized bullseye. I got everything in the bullseye. At the standard yard, I can't remember how many yards it was. Was it 7 yards? 7 feet? I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, I got everything in the circle, and I don't think that was particularly hard. To this day, I don't think that was particularly hard for anybody. But everybody in that place was stunned. Like, oh, you're so good. Like, really? I don't really consider myself that good. I really don't. I mean, I can hit the broadside of a barn. And I know about, flinching and anticipating the recoil and training your brain to be used to that and holding the gun right, that kind of stuff. I have a fair knowledge of how that works. Boy, this is so filthy, so filthy, so filthy. I'm going to have to go really deep in this one. I need a thinner thing. I don't know if that's going to be thin enough. Let me try this. Oh, it is thin enough. Yay. So, yeah, that was impressive, I guess. I was, what's not impressive? That was memorable for me. Because here I am thinking I was just doing what the guy told me to do, and next thing you know, like, oh my God, he didn't mean it literally. Well, maybe you should have, I don't know. Maybe I just don't have a sense of humor, nerve, or sensitivity. I don't know. Ugh, come on now. So in North Carolina, you take that class, you get on the range, you qualify, and then you wait 90 days. It takes 90 days for them to get you your permit. Of course, you got to do the background check, which requires you to go down to the sheriff, at least in my county, Wake County. You get down to the sheriff, and they fingerprint you, all your fingerprints, and then they, you fill out this big form, name, birthday, social security number, blah, blah, blah. And I know I have an FBI file on me already because I was in the United States Peace Corps. And they do a thorough background check on you there too because they want to make sure that you're not in the CIA or anything, because that's what a lot of foreign countries are afraid of, that the U.S. is secretly sending Peace Corps volunteers as spies. So to reassure everybody that I'm not a spy, I prove that I'm not a spy, I'm not a threat, blah, blah, blah. And I had no problem with the background check. And 82 days later, it arrived in the mail. I think it was good for 5 or 6 years. You pay, I think, $35 or $40 to renew it. The original cost was like $100 and something. And it's good for another 6 or 8 years, I think. And I carry that right next to my driver's license at all times, everywhere I go. And if ever I have a traffic stop, which, I've had a few. Knock on wood, I haven't had any in about 7 years. But the first thing you're supposed to say is, I have a concealed carry permit, and then you indicate whether or not you have a weapon with you, and the condition the weapon's in. Is it loaded, is it not loaded, that kind of thing. It's getting cleaner. It's not as bad as it was. Getting better. I mean, it doesn't have to be absolutely spotlessly clean, but cleaner is better. There was a post I saw on Glock Talk once. I'm a Glock guy too. And somebody was cleaning their gun in the dishwasher. They were just throwing the pieces parts in there and cleaning it in the dishwasher. They said it worked great. I don't know. I ain't gonna try it. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I know these guns are made to survive in warlike conditions, right? So, dishwasher should be all right. But why chance it? Ooh, look at that! I found some secret dirt. Yes. So, been carrying concealed now for, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years. Haven't had any problems, thank God. I do not have carry insurance. Should probably get it. It's like $22 a month. Should really get that. I really hope and pray that I never, ever need to use my gun in self-defense. Ever. God, what a nightmare that would be. That's like the worst day you could have, besides getting killed, I guess. All right, I think we're pretty much. Oh wait, no, I forgot the back. Sorry, I gotta get in here. When I was in Hawaii, I used to live in Hawaii. Back in 2004, I was living in Hawaii, and my dad called. My dad was in his 60s at that point, and he says, "Son, I want you to get a gun permit." I said, "Why, Dad?" "Well, I want to give you my guns when I die, and I'm not going to be around for much longer, so I want you to get your permit." "Oh. Is there something I need to know? Do I not know something?" No, I'm old now, and I want to make sure that you were able to get my guns." I go, "Okay." So I went down to a gun shop in Honolulu, and I think it was called Young Guns. And the guy in there was real serious, like real cop tactical type. Big old gun on his hip. Talked about how one day a guy come in to the shop, and I think he pulled out a loaded magazine, and they drew on him. Everybody in the shop drew on him. Whew. Anyway, took the class with them, and I got, at the time, what you get after that class is a permit to acquire from the Honolulu Police Department. And you have to have the make, model, serial number of the gun that you want to buy already. And you go down there, you get fingerprints, all this, that, and the other. And then when you get the permit, after a period of time, you have to go down and get the gun. You get 1 day to get the gun. And the next day, you have to bring it down to the police station for them to register the gun. So I did all that. But my very first gun was a SIG P2022. Still have it, actually. Beautiful gun. That's the gun that the Secret Service used at the time. And I've heard the Navy SEALs also use it. I know that their official gun that the government says they need, or whatever, is a Glock 19, which I also own. But a lot of the guys choose on their own, and they choose either a 1911 or a SIG P226, which I think is cool. And so I had that for a number of years in Hawaii. And then when I was moving to North Carolina, where I live currently, I called the sheriff's department before I came, and I said, "Hi, I'm calling because I'm going to be moving to your state, and I have a firearm, and I want to make sure that I do everything legally, and so what do I need to do to transport my firearm into your state?" And he said, "Nothing." "Excuse me? Just put it in your house. Have a good day." Okay, so I don't need to register to bring it down to the sheriff's department? "Well, you can always bring it down to the sheriff's department. We love looking at guns, talking about guns, but no, you don't have to do anything." Like, okay, because I'm from Massachusetts. Massachusetts, they'll lock you up just for saying the word gun. And it's pretty bad. I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but try to find a gun store in Massachusetts, especially in like Cambridge, Somerville. You can't. It's very hard. Very hard. I found one once, and I brought my students there. I teach English as a second language. And brought my students as an American culture exercise. And they were fascinated It was hard to find that gun store. It was pre-internet. But we found it, and the students were absolutely fascinated by it. And the people in there had that same kind of, I don't know if you've noticed this in gun stores. I haven't noticed it in North Carolina, but in Honolulu and in Massachusetts, they almost look at you like, what are you doing here? You get a gun? It's just this gruff paranoia, meanness. Actually, there is a place I noticed here in North Carolina that's kind of like that too. But like kind of like no nonsense type people. But the place I go to here in my little town nearby, they're very friendly, very nice, follow the rules, all that. But they're just good people. I'll do a little plug for them. Fuquay Gun and Gold is the name of the place. Love them. Here we go. Now it's looking right. Now it's looking all right. This whole firing pin, whatever thing area is looking good. Now, since I've moved here, I've bought several guns. My father died in 2010, and I inherited his guns, and he was always buying and trading for guns. He never really had a gun longer than like 2 years. And he had about 14 of them, so they're always revolving in and out of his collection. I kept a couple of them because they were guns that I knew he had for a long time. I fired some of them. But a lot of his guns were really cheap, too, because he didn't have a whole lot of money to throw around. And he was a very, what's the word for it, parsimonious kind of guy. He would not spend money if he didn't have to, let's put it that way. He was very frugal. And so the guns that he had were kind of cheap. I'll give you an example. He had a Lorson. Okay, Lorson, really? I'm surprised he didn't have a High Point. I know I just offended a bunch of people. High Point's a great gun. Well, I guess. They just look like they're cheap. And if the gun fails to fire, I guess you could beat the guy to death with it. Those things are huge. It's like using a brick. So, after he died, I had a bunch of his guns. He had a Ruger Blackhawk 45 cowboy gun. One of those, you know, fan the hammer type guns. And it was all right. I liked it. I fired it a few times, but it wasn't anything that was super duper interesting to me. He had a CZ 9mm. That was his very first semi-auto. He was always into the cowboy guns, revolvers and such. So I liked that, but not a whole lot. CZs are great guns. It's just not my cup of tea. So I traded them. And I've traded stuff that I traded them for. I think when you own guns, a lot of times they revolve. They're in and out. I guess like anything in life, right? You don't keep everything forever. Do you have your first TV? I'm probably going to get a comment. I still have my first TV and my first radio. There we go. Yeah, that's looking real nice. My brother should be happy with how I take care of his guns. I have more than one. All right, that's looking real nice. Now, let's get to the barrel, shall we? Okay. Let me wipe this off so it doesn't get too slippery. There we go. And now we get to the serious cleaning bit. Let's see, I'm going to do there are different ways you can do it. You can do this thingy. You like my technical terminology? You could do that first, you do it after. I don't put this thing through the whole thing, just the outside edge there. And the feed ramp. Hey, correct terminology for once. A little bit of carbon buildup on there. Now for this one, I have to use my 9mm thingamajiggy. And let's see, is that the right one? No, that's too big. I just had it last night. I think it might actually be the... No, there it is. That's the one. And then this thingy here. Oh, too small. So, this is how I clean my barrel. To get the hard to reach places, you know what I mean? Alright, got that part done. Now let's make sure the entire area that I can reach easily is done thoroughly. I'm very generous with the oil when I'm cleaning, but I don't keep things really oily on the gun itself, because think about that. Every time you fire the gun, all that carbon powder and all that, it's just going to get right on your gun because it's got a place to stick. Of course, you want to lube stuff that needs to be lubed. Lube. But yeah, reasonable, you know. And the good thing about this ballistol is it kind of leaves like a residue that it's almost like Teflon. It's not oily, but at the same time nothing sticks. It's just amazing. I love this stuff. Get the outside there, right at the crown of the barrel. I know a couple of technical terms. Like I said, you don't have to be a gun expert to do this stuff. And I'm sure you get tons of people, if you make a video of any kind, or you're at the range of any kind, they're like, you're doing it wrong. Alright, whatever. Alright, then I'm going to make sure to look down the barrel and see if I see relatively clean barrel. That's looking better, but I'm not done yet, because I got to run the cloth through it. I know some people are like, you're not done, you didn't run the... Hold on, I'm running the cloth. Gee whiz. People. Alright. I think I need this one. Is this the right one? Hammer. Nope, too big. That's what she said. So if my brother's watching, hey bro, you know what I love about my brother? Anybody who has a brother will understand what I'm talking about here. He calls me up from Hawaii. He still lives in Hawaii. He leaves me a one-word message to say he loves me. I think it's awesome. All he says is, so I'll get a message, right? I'll get a message that says, you have a message, and here's the message. Fag. That's it. Oh, God. All right, here we go. And no, I'm not anti-gay. Oh, is this thing too big, too? I think this thing's too big, too. It's got a number on there, but I can never read the damn number. I just do it by size. I just feel it out. Let's try this one. I think this is the right one. That's how brothers are, you know, that kind of remark. Alright, here we are. Whoa, look at that. Turn it over. Oh, wait, take this out of there. And one good way of doing this is, instead of putting it on there first, just put it over the hole. Put it over the hole. And then ram it through. There you go. I'll do another one. Put it over the hole. Ram it through from back to front, of course. Come on now. Oh, I got two cloths by accident. It's a bit too tight. There we are. Oh, that's much better. That is much better. Yes. I can use this again even. Alright. Oh, wait. Come on now. Do it right. There we are. Again, these guns that they make nowadays, I mean, they torture test them. They bury them in dirt for a year. They drop them from a helicopter, drop them in a puddle. So you don't have to clean them absolutely every time. Although it's not a bad idea to clean them every time. But you can run a lot of ammo through a gun before it starts to get squirrely. Yeah, that's looking pretty good now. Like I said, you don't have to get it absolutely perfect. Just get it most of the way there. Let's use this one. A little bit of oil on there. There we go. I use it on my wood table, and it cures wood or helps wood, cleans wood, whatever. It's good for wood. It's good for wood. Oh God, that looks a lot better. The ammo that I use is generally Winchester, white box kind of ammo, or Federal. I use the Federal, I think, more for the home defense stuff, you know, the hollow point stuff. I was shooting recently, that's what I'm cleaning, and I posted it to my regular YouTube page. This is not on my regular YouTube page. This is on my Mikhaili 7777, I think, or Mikhaili Nunya. Just because I know I'll get a lot of negative comments, people who want to see motorcycle videos. Anyway, so I posted it there, and I also shared it on my Facebook page, Mikhaili 7's Motovlogs. And a couple of people said they noticed the sign above where I was shooting. It said, no 357 Magnums or higher power allowed to shoot on the metal targets in that particular pit. And it's because of splashback. They're afraid that the metal from the bullet will bounce back. And it has happened. Because when I first started shooting in that pit, they didn't have that restriction. And I was shooting my 357 Magnum, a Smith & Wesson. And I got some splashback on my arm, and it cut me, and I was bleeding. I didn't even know it, because it was a hot day, and I thought I was just sweating, and it felt kind of nice. Go back there now, and it says you can't use that caliber. So I was shooting my 45. And a couple of people said, what are you doing shooting that 45 caliber when it says no 357 or higher? It's always been my understanding the 45 caliber is not as high a power as 357. Sure, the bullet's bigger, but it's not higher in power. Even plus P, you don't get the velocity that you get from a 357 Magnum. You can get close to it, maybe even match it once in a while if you get really super duper plus P, like from Underwood, maybe. But shooting 45 caliber at those targets, I had no splashback. I called the range just to make sure, because people were getting kind of mean about it. Oh, dummy, you don't know. And they said, nah, you're fine with 45 caliber. You're just not fine with the high power stuff like the 357 Magnum, or the 454 Casull, or the 500, you know, whatever. So people, they really get, there's always kind of experts on everything, right? If I ride a motorcycle, there's always somebody who rides it way better than me. If I shoot a gun, there's a million people who shoot it way better than I could ever dream, and will lord it over me. I wish you could feel how smooth that barrel is right now. Oh, it's smooth as a baby's ass. You can feel the coating of this stuff on there. So it slides smooth. All right, barrel is clean. Area around the barrel is clean. Let me wipe this off now, because this is all oily still. Make sure I get all this nice and clean so there's nothing crappy on it. Gotta get in all the nooks and crannies carefully. Clean all that out of there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's mostly good. I think I did a pretty decent job the first go over. Yeah. Oh, it feels good sitting down. It's when I get up and walk around is when I start feeling crappy from this stupid urinary tract infection. Well, you might say, Mike, why do you keep getting these things? Do you really want to know? If you do, I have a video. Go to Mike Haley 7 on YouTube and look up sharing too much. And then, I broke my barrel. You will be sad that you did. And you will say, damn. My brother said that if he had what I have, he would shoot himself. Well, I guess it's good that I have his gun. It's a pretty nasty condition. So let's just say that's why I have it. My body is rebelling against me. My warranties have expired. No refunds, no returns. And so, enjoy life. You never know. Look what happened to Luke Perry. You don't have any guarantees. Anyway, so that range, I probably totally went off topic. That range I went to, or looked at online, that's got the tactical stuff and is good. I really want to go there. And if I do, or when I do, I will try to make a video from there. The issue has come up. I made a little poll on my Facebook, my Kaylee 7's Motovlogs. I made a poll on there asking what people think. Should I do just motovlogs on that channel, on my Mike Haley 7 channel? Or should I also do the gun stuff? Because if you look at my channel description, it says motorcycles and guns and Volkswagen and dogs. Mostly Scotty dogs. But, you know, nobody reads the channel descriptions, right? They just watch the videos. And so some people said, you know, I'm tired of seeing this gun stuff on there. I want to see motorcycle stuff. Now, for me, it's not like I need to change to so that my customers are happy. That's not my... When I think about the comments that I got about not liking my gun content, it was received kind of like if a friend told you, you know, I really don't like this or that. Not so much a customer thing, but more like a friend thing. Because I consider the people who watch my videos kind of like friends, because I have conversations with them. And, you know, you don't want to do things that annoy your friends, generally speaking. So I made a post on my Facebook page saying, hey, should I do only motovlogs or should I do what interests me? And the vast majority said, do what interests you. So I think, okay, good. But stuff like this gun cleaning video is taking a really long time. I don't even know how long it is. 53 minutes so far. If anybody's even watching at this point. There's like a skeleton sitting there. I will put this on my other channel, so you don't even have to worry about it. Anybody who happens to stumble across this can be bored by it, but can't blame the channel because it's kind of like a throwaway channel I have. It's, you know, I put shoe videos on there and stuff. So there's no monetization with it. I don't care about that. And so if you don't like the video, click elsewhere. That's all I have to say about that, as Hickok45 always ends that kind of stuff. But I'm not ending, as I'm not done cleaning yet. I'm going to show you the clean gun. Might even take the camera outside to show you. Ooh, dirty. Dirty, dirty gun. It's a naughty, dirty gun. There we are. Get in there nice and good. Haven't seen my brother since 2009. He lives in Hawaii, and kind of doesn't get over here very often, let's put it that way. Obviously, because I haven't seen him in 10 years. It'll be 10 years in December. So, I hope that I can see him someday, because I miss you, bro. If you're watching this, I miss you. And I love you, fag. When he was here, I made a video. If you look at my channel, it's My Brother Visits, I think is the name of it, from 2009. December 2009. I was talking to the camera about my brother, and then he leans in and he goes, "My brother's a fag!" And he said it in the most masculine voice possible to prove that he's not. Hey, fag, sissy. By the way, I'm not anti-gay, anti-transgender, none of that. I don't give a shit. As long as you're two consenting adults and you're both human beings, go for it. I don't care. I like the way they put it on Star Trek. This lady's like, "I'm pansexual," she said. So, that dichotomy, I just don't give a shit. Think about it. Human sexuality is a spectrum. You might not want it to be a spectrum. You might say, "That's blasphemy. The Lord says," yeah, whatever. But if you look at human history, it's been a spectrum. Some people only like dudes. Some people only like ladies. Some people like both. And I think we've probably all pretty much agreed that you don't screw kids. But back in the olden times, that was even part of the thing. Back in the Greek Roman days, that's what they did. But, yeah. So human sexuality is in a spectrum, and you might be once in a while into dudes, once in a while into girls, once in a while into the other, into both, all the time. Who knows? I don't care. In case you're all butthurt about my... butthurt. No, he's anti-gay, see? In case you're offended by the use of the word fag, I do not mean it to refer to gay people at all. It just means somebody who is my brother. That was good. I'm proud of that one. All right, this thing here is pretty much as clean as I can make it. I've run it through. As you can see, this last cloth is not dirty hardly at all, and so we're clean. Now it's time to lubricate the places that need to be lubricated. Of course, the slide rails, you just put a little dab will do ya. Little dab will do ya. Little dab, little dab. And I usually try to kind of spread it around with my finger. Spread it around with my finger. Just a little bit. Alright, there's that part. Then I'm going to lubricate inside the slide rails over here. Just a little bit. Like I said, a little dab will do you. You don't have to go greasing the whole frickin' thing down. Just kind of let it do its work. And then the place where the slide rubs up against the barrel, get that in there a little bit, and I think we are good. I almost forgot. I just wipe this down just a little bit, clean it up so it doesn't have all kinds of goo on it, residue and whatnot. I don't oil this. All right, put this back on. All right, and then put this over here. Put it in the barrel. Just nice and lubed. Put a little bit of lube over here. Just ever so much. And then a little bit over there. Ever so little bit there. Okay. Oh, these allergies, I'm telling you. Guide rod spring and guide rod goes there. And then I depress it. Depress it by saying, "You're never good enough." It's seated nicely. Yay, yay. You know what? I'm gonna wipe my nose. Oh, God. Damn these allergies. Yeah, I got the desensitizing shots too. But I only got 2 years of them. I didn't go the whole 5 because I was not committed. Driving a half an hour twice a week for the longest damn time. Alright, here we go. Ta-da, nice. Ta-da, nice. Barrel. Good. Oh, I dropped my oil. Alright. Slide that back on there. And there we go. Good, good, good. And then I have to bring this back to a certain position I can't recall at this moment. Oh, you know what I forgot? I just realized something. I didn't clean this thing yet. Gotta clean it all. Clean is the way to be. So I'll be making motorcycle videos again soon, hopefully. Just haven't been feeling well enough, and it was raining. Don't want to get on a bike when you're dizzy and weak. That's never a good thing. That doesn't have a happy ending. The guns have kind of taken over for a while because I haven't been able to ride. Got to do something. Usually this time of year is when I ride. I mean, I shoot more. So, for those who don't like my gun videos, well, they're just gonna have to suck it up. But for the long cleaning videos like this, which is over an hour now, sorry. I don't even know if I can upload a video this long on YouTube. I might have to break it into pieces. Boredom part 1, boredom part 2. Okay, I think this is clean. Yep, it's clean. And I will lube it just a little bit. Just a micro bubble. Alright. The objective is to get it so that stuff moves, but that it's not going to attract all kinds of grit. Here we are. So that goes like that in there. I'm going to hold this back a little ways. No, it goes this way. You dummy. You big dummy. And where does that fit in there? That fits in right about... Well, there. You'll see the hole when you get to it. There's the hole. For that, there's no hole. There's the... Where is it? Is that the hole? What are you doing? What are you doing, you fool? There we go. And then you pull this back. I haven't done this gun in a while. I know the slide lock, right? The slide lock should be able to do it. Come on. Hey! When in doubt, hit it out. Alright. Hang on a sec. I gotta get me some more paper towels. Oh. My phone's talking to me. Alrighty. Now's the wipe down phase. So I'm gonna wipe a little bit, work the action a little bit, you know, rack a few times, make sure everything is good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Make sure there's no extra oil leaking out in place that's gonna cause all kinds of grit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I also have this silicone gun and reel cloth. Eliminates fingerprints, protects against rust and corrosion. So I usually run that over it a little bit. Get the area between the slide serrations nice. It's got a decocker, which is nice. There we are. Look at that, huh? Pretty. So I'll take you outside and show you the results of my efforts here. Maybe I'll bring you out back. Welcome to the back. Alright, so there's the gun. Sig Sauer P2022 in Exeter, New Hampshire is where this was made. And yeah, looks pretty darn decent, if I do say so myself. Nice sights on it too. I like the sights on it. Yep, clean in and out. All right, so now my brother cannot accuse me of being negligent with his firearm. Put it back into condition 1 carry, and then I will do something else with my time. All right, so the decock just to be extra safe. Magazine inserted. Now the gun is hot. Decock, that's a safe direction. But the gun is DASA, so it'll take a deep trigger pull to get that thing to fire now. But it's condition 1 just in case. Zombie apocalypse kind of deal. But there you go. That is my Sig Sauer, my brother's Sig Sauer P2022 gun cleaning and rambling talking video that will help you to go to sleep. Mike Cayley 7 here. I will talk to you later.